Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. Early on this morning of the ninth, around 3:30, going on 4 o'clock. Can't sleep. Thinking about us, we the human beings. I'm reminded of a scripture somewhere I heard somebody refer to about the devil ruling on earth, and then there was going to come a period in time when God's rule was going to come upon the earth, at least for 1,000 years or something like that. And so I'm thinking it's about time it comes. And God is a spirit. And in order for something to happen outside of a miracle, it's going to take a body. So I'm going to volunteer my body to bring a change to this America and to this world. And I'm going to invite all of the brothers and sisters of God, those of you who are Bible toters and carriers of the word, the gospel, the missionaries, the T.D. Jakes and Olsteins, and all of you, Clefo Dollar, and all of you brothers out there who got the mega churches, and all of you brothers out there who got the medium-sized churches, and all of you brothers out there who got the small churches, and those of you who are knocking on doors. If you're doing this for God, I'm going to invite you to work with me and the spirit of love to change America and this world, to bring about peace and prosperity and freedom and the joy of life and the fulfillment of our dreams, to recognize that all the resources of the earth belong to the people, given to all of the people by God for the benefits for which they may be used for the times beginning throughout times eternal. This is the power that we can't see, we can't touch, we can't feel, we can't conjure with our imagination. But at the same time, all existence is the evidence that God exists, and our existence and our ability to do things really indicates that God still exists. But how can we recognize if God exists? By the duties, by the functionings, by that which we do. That which we do. Now we say that God is love. Everybody says that God is love. So everybody, I don't care what we've been teaching, how we've been describing the words of God. We know that every human being on the face of the earth wants to live. They want their needs, their wants, and their desires met. And they want those things that are essential for survival, like food, clothing, shelter, education, healthcare, transportation, and whatever our minds can imagine that we have reached out and by the hands of man grasped and brought forward. We, the brothers and sisters, children of the Most High God, doing this, expressing the love of God for us, through us, so that we might live without war, without terror, without poverty, without crime and violence. This, my friends, is the answer. Trump, American system of government, Putin, Russia system of government, and all the governments of the world were revealed and exposed to us through the death of George Floyd and through the assassination, killed in the public, shot in the back 7 times, Mr. Blake, was an indication that the systems of the world are not going to change by any peaceful protest. And we are not going to challenge evil by being evil. We are going to do what we say we are about. We have told the world that we are about God. Now, we have not told the world anything about God being a hater of races, a hater of gender. We have never told the world that. because God isn't. God is a lover. And if there's going to be any changes in any of us, if there are going to be any changes of the imperfection that is in us, it's going to be because we loved it out, not because we cursed it out. And so, ladies and gentlemen, all of you people out there, spokesmen for God, get this message. Share this message to one another. I don't believe the news media would mention it, and I don't think papers, television or radio, at least if you guys maybe get into it, it would be such a phenomena that they might publicize the initiative. But me alone, it's just me trying to reach you. And ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters of the word and the message and the love of God, we can do this. We must do this for our brothers and sisters that are lost. We're not trying to convert them now. We're trying to change the system to save their lives. Okay? Now, if you got any further questions, Eddie Marcus is the name, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people for some 30-some years. And I have, my friends, put myself in a position to learn, to know what I'm talking about. I told my wife, my present wife, we've been married about 37 years, I guess now. But I promised her when we were courting that I was going to give her the world, that we were going to have a life that we've dreamed. And I meant it. But it was based upon the fact that all of you brothers out there who love God, who've been talking about God, 37 years ago, I thought that we were going to come together and change the world then. And we could have all been living today as if we were in paradise. All of us. But it didn't happen. So for those 36, 37 years, rather than my wife and I enjoying that beautiful life, my wife has been supporting me all that time while I've been out here in the streets advocating for what I'm just telling you about now. But this time, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have an excuse. You saw George Floyd. You saw Mr. Blake. And you know the devil is running this show. And you know that God is bigger than all of this. For greater is he, or should I say, let me correct that. Greater is the spirit that is in us than the spirit that is in this hell. I want to thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please, I'm inviting you into the struggle to change this system in America and the world, and let God, that God's way, God's love, let it walk upon this earth, at least while we live and while our children live and our grandchildren live, and as long as they can hold on to it. All right? Thank you.